Okay, this piece is called The Gene. Once, long ago, a group of protein molecules collided with each other to form a gene. The results were to prove disastrous. This new mega molecule was a whole different animal, a true case of the whole being more than the sum of its parts. The gene gazed deeply into the surrounding world. It could see other forces at work, some benign, others outright threatening. There was an obvious conspiracy to degrade its sequence. This thought was terrifying. The gene knew it had to hold out against us at all costs. The gene knew something else, too. It had a primordial hunch that it had a mission. The gene was certain, in a quite uncertain way, that it was here for a reason. But what could it be? The gene didn't know what its mission was, and only knew to live towards it. The gene began to learn about its world. Apparently, it was living inside a watery planet, with no idea where it was going. No concept whatsoever of what the macrocosmos looked like. Was it alone? Or were there other genes like itself? The gene was terrified. It struggled as hard as it could to seize control of the situation. It screamed as loud as it could as the body it dwelt within, and with some practice, it found it could steer the vehicle by its means. It set out to explore the universe. But this confidence was to be short-lived. The vehicle soon became erratic. The instincts which had guided it successfully before didn't seem to be working now. What could be wrong? Had another gene gained control? The gene wondered if this organism might be dying. It could clearly see it was not alone. Too many trails of life had been left all around. Perhaps its mission would involve finding them and working together for a common purpose. But no, that couldn't be it either. The gene had always known it had a unique destiny. So why was it here? It spoke out to its vehicle into the cosmos. It strained to listen. It heard a living orchestra of longing and death that overflowed the boundaries of open space. Finally, a strange sound stood out in the cacophony of voices. It seemed to be the gene's own voice, but dimmed down. Had it been copied? The gene steered its vehicle back to where the sound had come from. The place was familiar. It had been here before. Its own trail was evident in the landscape. Now it could hear two voices. No, wait, 4, 5, more than that. Each one whispering the gene's own message. In a hall of mirrors, the gene was coming face to face with its own reflection. Suddenly, in a moment of insight, a truth dawned. These were the beings that it encountered as it passed through previously. Each of them had taken a bit of the gene's essence, its message, and were echoing it back in a symphony that paid tribute to the gene's passage. The gene had spoken, the world had listened, and something deep and permanent had changed right there. And it could be seen happening right here now, in front of it. The gene found if it yelled as loud as it could with all its being right into something else, it could make that thing take on its own image. It could own that thing in a very sublime way. That thing became part of it. At last, the gene knew what its mission was. It knew why it was here, and it knew why it had to stay here. The gene glared menacingly at the horizon of its world and vowed that everything that it saw would belong to it. The gene transmitted a copy of itself. Thanks.